What's going on, everyone? Donut here. Today, I'm going to be talking about Twitter. Twitter is a very powerful tool in current social media platforms, and so I kind of want to make a video covering it much like I covered Instagram. I want to give two quick prefaces to this video. The first is that this is going to be a video kind of directed towards people that have like no presence and are trying to gain a presence. So, if you already have a community and you're trying to get engaged with this community, Twitter's great for that, but that's not what this tutorial is going to be about, so just bear that in mind. And the other warning that I kind of want to get is that certain practices on Twitter can be seen as spammy. And on Twitter, there's a very fine line you have to ride. On one side, there's being aggressive, and on the other side, there's being spammy. And you have to be very aware of which side you're on and make sure that you're riding the aggressive side and not the spammy side. So just be conscious of that at all times. But let's go ahead and move in. So the first thing that we need to talk about is posting content, obviously. I'm sure you guys are well aware of what content on Twitter looks like. It's fairly flow of consciousness. An important thing to remember is that on almost any social media platform, I'm pretty sure on all social media platforms, media-based posts, meaning video and photo, tend to be much more likely to be shared, favorited, liked, retweeted, whatever. So you can do all text-based posts on Twitter, but media-based posting is still going to be more effective for you. So just bear that in mind. And just like on any platform, remember you're representing whatever you're trying to sell. So don't make it some personal account, where you're throwing your political views out there when it's supposed to be about your, tea shipment business. You need to be kind of aware and make sure that the content is still tailored to your business, even though you can be a bit more loose about it. One thing that you can use to gain an audience fairly quickly on Twitter is following people. Now, that sounds obvious, right? But we're getting to that fine line here of aggressive or spammy. One of the practices that I like to use, and you can use the app Crowdfire for this. It's not sponsored or anything. The link will be down below for them. I think they're great. They're a great tool for Twitter. Very powerful tool for Twitter. What you can do is you can plug in another user's account and see everyone following them. So if you have a rival or someone else in your community that you're trying to break into, what you can do is plug in their username, and you can go through and it'll let you follow a bunch of their followers. And what that'll do is that person will look and see, oh, someone followed me, who is this? And they'll go see like, oh, it's, this account that's, posting very similar content to what I'm looking for, what I like. And this is where we're writing that important line, because what you do not want to do ever is follow for follow. Do not ever look up hashtag follow for follow or anything like that. And that goes for Instagram too. They have the same thing. Is that all it does is bolster your numbers. It doesn't get you engaged. It doesn't build you an engaged audience. And so building, if you have, 10,000 followers, but your posts are getting 0 likes, 0 retweets, what's the point of that, right? Like, there's no point in, doing it that way. So I would highly recommend, never looking at follow for follow. The way that I described previously in following people that are already involved in your community is you're just kind of drawing the attention of people that already like what you're providing, or hopefully providing, to your presence. You're bringing them over to your side, and that's very, it's a very quick and powerful way to draw that attention. That being said, make sure that your profile has stuff on it, that's quality, and that they would be engaged with and like and maybe follow you for. One thing that I highly recommend not doing is Crowdfire has a tool for sending automated direct messages. Under no circumstance should you ever send automated direct messages. They're extremely impersonal. It's extremely spammy. Especially, I get so many, and they're always like, thanks for following, here's my YouTube channel, please go leave a follow, leave a subscription, something like that. I always go and unfollow those people immediately. If somebody came and direct messaged me and said, they didn't do it automated, they made a custom message towards me, then, that's great. And that's the same way that I said on Instagram. On Instagram, do the same thing, right? Just make sure that you're, it's not impersonal. As soon as as soon as you start spamming impersonal messages, it becomes extremely ineffective, and it'll drive more people away. It'll drive more people to unfollow you than it will bring people to whatever you're trying to engage with, right? So, you might get a few subscribers on your YouTube channel, but if you lose 50% of the followers that you had, that you sent those DMs to, then what's the point of doing it, right? Like, there's no real point. The other thing that you can do is you can, hashtags are very important on Twitter. I would say more, they're about as important on Instagram as well, but I would say almost even more important on Twitter. One of the things you can do is if there's a hashtag that's trending in your industry, if you're into gaming, look at the gaming hashtags that are trending. I would say go to that hashtag and like a lot of the posts, favorite or not favorite, but retweet maybe one or two, and those do it to people that don't have a ton of followers. Do it to people that don't have a ton of this or that. Make sure that that's another way to bring in the attention of those individuals. You can also even follow those individuals that are making those posts under your hashtag, and then obviously also make posts using that hashtag, and make sure that it's quality and it's something that people will draw their attention to. Use photos, use video, stuff like that, and just tailor it all to what you're trying to build, what you're trying to service. So yeah. To be honest, that's about all I have for Twitter. Twitter's fairly straightforward. Just be consistent with it. Try not to have too many days where you don't tweet. Even if you just tweet once a day and it's maybe not the most related thing, I would say it's still very important to be active. Use hashtags. Follow those people, and get out there and build something powerful. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if you like the video, make sure to leave a subscription. And I love you. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.